from SkillsTX. Going to take you through a presentation that I'm going to entitle Find the Unicorn with Confidence. And that's a key thing in terms of what we do here at SkillsTX. We have this concept of evidence-based skills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at the skill profile of Michael again. I'm actually logged in as Michael's mentor here, and that means I can jump around a little bit and show you some of the features from a leadership perspective. So the first thing really to point out is that I'm looking at Michael's profile, and I can see that I'm looking at an approved version that was approved by the user I'm logged in as on the 9th of July. So I'll scroll down. If I actually hover that, there'll be some notes as well, a bit of interaction between Michael and the leader, and then I scroll down. And another area that we work on within SkillsTX is this concept that Sophia is absolutely amazing at describing skills, but it's very agnostic, and quite often you need a little bit more than that. So what I've got here in Michael's profile, I've got this skill method, 2 levels that are competent and a level that is proficient. But more importantly, if I click on here, Michael can add specialisms to that skill. So what I've got is it's actually a defunct product, I understand. So SAP Power Designer for data modeling is one of his specialisms. And if I click here, there's confirmed evidence available. So Michael has loaded evidence to support not only the skill, but the skill with that technology. So you can see down here, decade of hands-on experience with Power Designer, big description of what he's done with it previously. Before, we've also had our evidence IQ agent actually grade that evidence, and it's graded it as okay, and it's given a lot of advice and guidance to Michael on how he might want to improve, but it's pretty good already. So we've now got a skill with a specialism attached to it and evidence confirming it. So I'm now going to go back and say I want to find the unicorn. So I'm going to do this from the point of view of Michael's leader. So I'm going to click on My People, just to show you this is the team that report into Raphael, and you can see down here Michael is listed and skill profile has been approved, and he's been active in the system. So I've got some oversight info, but this is where I really want to go. I'm going to go to Team Analytics, and one of the departments that we support needs some work done with Power Designer. They're still using it. It's out of support, but we still need someone to help them maybe upgrade or do some work on it. So I'm going to come in and see if I've got any of the team that can help. So I'm going to go into Team Builder. I'm just going to use some filters here. So I'm going to come at it with a really direct filter. I'm going to say I want somebody that's got Power Designer. Who've I got? Okay, and I've immediately got Michael. If I click here, it's going to show me the skill that it relates to, which is methods and tools, and down here it's showing me that he's got an approved profile for these different levels: competence, proficiency, and competence. And if I click here, it will show me the specialisms, so Power Designer and also ISO 27001. So there you go, I found the unicorn, and I can go and look at, as I just done, look at Michael's profile, see that there's evidence, so I know that Michael can go and do that job. Okay, just going to pause a second, and we're going to look at this more from an enterprise point of view. Okay, so what I've done, guys, I've jumped across into Enterprise Analytics. This particular user has got permissions to access this, so that's makes it easy, particularly for when you're demoing, and I'm just going to go into the equivalent, but this is now for the whole organization. So again, if I've got a particular project coming up and I need somebody with Power Designer to be part of that project, I can come in here and do exactly the same. Do a search for Power Designer, BI, and I've got Power Designer, I'll click on that. And I've actually got 2 people. So I've got Michael, who we've already seen, but I've also got Jared as well. I can now go to that next aspect that I described earlier, find the unicorn with confidence. Okay, so I've got 2 types of self-assessed profile here. I've got one that's approved and not approved. If I go not approved, I'm going to see Jared. If I go approved, I'm going to see Michael. So again, I've immediately found somebody with that particular skill. Let's just try another one. Let's say we're about to go for ISO 27001. Who's got that? Just Michael. I'll switch that off and see if I've got anyone other than Michael, and it just looks like I've got that one person that's got any experience. So Michael's very sought after, obviously. So we'll switch that off. We'll give it a go with something else. Let me just clear that. Search. COBOL. Okay, so found somebody that's got COBOL. I can again be more explicit here, and I've got an even higher level of credibility in terms of the skills. I've got endorsed, which means someone else has actually witnessed these skills via an assessment discussion. So I can see that not only has Raphael got COBOL, but it's against his endorsed profile, which gives me a good feeling that Raphael's probably pretty decent at COBOL programming if I ever needed someone for that old language. Apparently there's still people using that. So you can see very, very quickly we can just find the needle in the haystack from the point of view of skills. We can apply various levels of credibility to those skills and the specialisms, and from that we can make good choices and good decisions around actually finding the right people to support customers, projects, whatever it might be. Hopefully you found that useful, and look forward to the next one, which will be in a week or two's time.